Hello everyone, hope you are well on this Wednesday afternoon. It is September 11th. September 11th, another anniversary, a date that we should never ever forget. I know I will never forget it for as long as I live. I remember that day, I was at work and my father called me and I didn't know what was going on. I was into my work. And my father called me to let me know what was going on in New York City. And I had to, when he told me, I had to have him tell me again because I was just trying to process this. I'm in the middle of working and he's telling me this stuff. And I think I was numb for a little while and I'm trying to process it and think about it. And then I had to go back to work. Of course, that was difficult to do that day, of course, but I had to do some stuff. But I just remember it being so surreal. Is this real? And it was. But I think we should never forget. We lost a lot of Americans, a lot of people that day in a horrible way. And I don't know if our nation's been the same ever since. I wonder about that. Something changed, and there was a unity for a little while afterwards, but I don't think that lasted very long, and I don't think we've been the same since. I really don't. But anyway, in any case, there's debate whether or not it was all a conspiracy and all that kind of stuff. I don't know whether it is or isn't. The main thing is we shouldn't forget it. We shouldn't forget it. Okay. That's my thoughts on that. A couple other things I'm going to talk about is the reaction in my neighborhood, the reaction to incident shenanigans that we had going on the other night, or lack thereof. People in denial. And it's disturbing me. It really is. It has me disturbed. I'll go into that. And the debate, I'll give you a word or two of my thoughts on the debate. I have a terrific passage I'm going to share with you, so stay tuned for that for sure. Gotta have that. First, a couple of things I saw on the news a while ago, while I was taking a break. They said, I saw something where it said inflation is supposedly down 2.5% for August. I don't know what world they're in. I don't know. I mean, I'm not an economist, but all I know as an everyday Joe, regular dude out here trying to live and endure the cost of living, I've seen no decreases. Okay, I've seen no decreases. Food has gone up. Whether you buy it at the store, whether you eat out, whatever, it's gone up. We all have to eat, right? Cost of living just keeps going up. So I don't know where they get a statistic like that, but I don't believe it. Please enlighten me if it's true. I'm open and my ears are open. Let me know. The debate, I'm not sure there was a clear winner. I know Trump articulated in his way what he needed to do. Harris seemed very condescending to me, and she did avoid any big word salad moments, so she was definitely prepared, but she came across as extremely condescending and dodged the direct questions. But she wasn't held to the fire by the moderators like they did Trump. So there's that. I'm not sure there was a clear winner. By that I mean that I don't think that any minds were really changed. I believe 99.9% of people out there, if they're going to vote, they've already made up their mind before this debate. So so I don't think it really made a big sway, a big change either way. As far as if I were debating her, I would have kept hammering the last 3.5 to 4 years, in that the big loser here, and I just kept thinking about this throughout the debate, Ms. Dawg and I talked about this, the big loser here are the people. We the people. We are the losers. Because we are the ones who've endured this insanity the last 3.5 to 4 years. I mean, you can boil it down to just a few things. The economy, the border, lack of law and order, foreign policy. You can kind of categorize it like that. That's how I'm categorizing it. Foreign policy / national security / wars, right on the doorstep of WW3. We weren't like that 4 years ago. Foreign policy was a little different 4 years ago. It made me feel a lot more confident. The economy, much better 4 years ago. I was a lot better off then. The border was an issue, but they were working on improving it, and we didn't have millions flowing through freely like we do now, not to this level. And it's already affecting the country, as we see every day. Do you feel safe? Does your daughter or granddaughter or grandchildren feel safe walking a pet, taking a leisurely walk in a public park now? Now, 4 years ago, granted, certain parks you wouldn't go to, but if they were in a decent area, yeah, sure. Now, would you say the same thing? Now, I know that can be part of more of a local law enforcement leadership kind of thing at a local level. However, I think it does matter nationally because of the border issue. Kind of ties into that because of the unmitigated flood of people coming in against the law. Along with that brings the crime element to every part of the country. Drugs, trafficking, drug trafficking, human trafficking, people just disappearing. Therefore, again, I ask you, do you feel safe walking in a public park now? Especially if you don't have protection. Now, you need to have protection now, especially. Were we talking about this 4 years ago? 4 years ago, I would walk Teddy and Ella without thinking a bit about it. In my neighborhood. Now, no, I'm having second and third thoughts. Even with protection. So, that's my thoughts on that, on the debate. Now, we'll have to see what happens in November. You know, another thing I saw, now, get a load of this. I saw this earlier today. United States election officials, get this, election officials warn of widespread performance issues with the United States Postal Service in nearly every state will disrupt mail-in voting. So the performance issues they're having with the post office, we know that we've seen it here, will have an impact on mail-in voting. That shouldn't even be a thing. Apparently it is. And they're saying this would be disruptive to that in every state, nearly every state. When I read something like that sends off red alarm bells, red flags all over my brain. And that just signals to me that I can't say it just like I want to right here, but you know what I mean. The red alarm bells going off, like, okay, here we go. A setup. They're setting it up. They're setting it up. Okay, it is set up. So, there's that also. Oh yeah. You didn't see my video a couple days, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday maybe. So the night before, we had a witness, a neighbor witness people casing our neighborhood 12:31 a.m. in the morning, presumably looking for things they can steal or cars they can break into. Now, there were no reports of thefts, at least not yet. But there was a witness, a neighbor witnessed this, put it on our social media neighborhood page. Hey, heads up, people are walking around looking at stuff, at our neighborhood, our houses and our vehicles at 1 a.m. Nothing good can come from that. Okay, that's not good. She also said that she had called the police. Deputies came out. The people were gone by then. The deputies also told her there's been a huge increase in the number of vehicle break-ins in our area, our part of the county. We live in a very red county. And I've been hearing since yesterday, I've been hearing from a lot of you that live in good areas where you're seeing the same thing. A lot of vehicle break-ins, a lot of crime has increased. On the social media page, after this person posted and said, "Hey, just giving you guys a heads up," it was played off by other people. It was like dismissed, played off. Everything's fine. We're all good here. I made a comment that said, you know what? I think we need a more robust effort at a neighborhood watch here, and that was put down, and that was poo-pooed, and oh no, we're good. We just got to keep doing what we're doing. Okay. All right. False sense of security. People are in denial, and I don't know. I don't understand that. That doesn't compute with me, and I'm troubled by that. I don't get it. I don't think they understand. And I made a comment. I said, my only reply was that as we get closer to November 5th, we need to amp this up. What did I get in response? Absolute crickets. Silence. Silence. Radio silence. Nothing. Please explain that. I don't know. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I'm the dumb one. Maybe I'm the crazy one. I don't know. Let me know. I don't know. I'm looking for answers here. I told Mrs. Dawg, I said, if nobody else is going to step up, I will dang patrol the freaking neighborhood. With protection, of course. Mrs. Dawg is like, no, you're not, because it's not your job to protect the neighbors, the neighborhood. I don't know if I agree with that, she said. And I'm like, well, we'll talk about it more, but nothing can stop me from just patrolling my own area, my own property. Maybe that's the better answer, is if nobody else is interested and going to join and help, we're on our own. We'll protect what is ours, and we will patrol, do what we have to make sure people aren't casing us or taking action on us. I'm fine pulling a guard duty here and there. And now I can't prowl around all hours of the night around the property because I got to go to work and make a living. But I can do some things. We can, at least put some things in place. Maybe more cameras. But I have a feeling that that's probably going to be the case in most every neighborhood, not just mine. Maybe you've had similar experiences. Share them. Let us know. But I believe it's just a reinforcement. It's a wake-up call to me that we're on our own. I mean, really. Maybe you might be lucky to have a neighbor or two, and there might be. If I reach out, I'll reach out to one or two individuals that I know are like-minded, that I trust. That's about all we can do. The circle is small. We've been talking about that. The circle is small indeed, y'all. I wish we were neighbors with a lot of you guys, Anyway, I'm going to go to a passage. I think it's time to go to the passage. It was the verse of the day on the Bible app, and it's a good one. Matthew, part of the Beatitudes, Matthew chapter 5, verse 5 says, blessed are the, chapter 5, Matthew chapter 5, verse 4. Verse 4. I got mixed up. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. I'll read it one more time. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Amen. Blessed are those. We can mourn different things. It's not just the death of somebody close to us. We can mourn the decline, the downfall of a nation that we're living through right now. I mourn that. I do. However, no matter what you're mourning, you're lamenting, Jesus doesn't change, and Jesus is everlasting. The Lord our God is going to always be there, and He's going to pull us through, and is always going to be there at the end. So that is what matters. We need to keep our eyes fixed on Him. It's so easy to get dragged around here and there and getting so wrapped up in this world. I'm guilty of it too. We get wrapped up in it and we start worrying and we get anxious. We can't let that fester in us. We're going to have moments like that. We're human. But at the end of the day, we need to remember to fix our eyes on Jesus, not the storm that is swirling around us, because the storm is only going to pick up and get more intense. You can feel it, can't you? I know I can too. But if we focus on Him, focus on Jesus, it pulls us. It pulls us right through, and we will get through it, one way or another. All right, share your thoughts. I hope this all made sense. I kind of was all over the place there a little bit, but trying to share my thoughts. But let's be safe. Let's be watchful out there. Stay close to Jesus. God bless you. I will see you soon.